Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is race 6 of the Stock Car Sim Racing Association Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series. We're at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150, brought to you by Jay Stinson. Good evening, everyone. I am Joshua King, and with me, as always, in the booth this evening is Matt Drafty Beef Everard. Drafty, hello to you, sir. Sin City Speedway tonight. How you feeling about it?
I'm super excited. This is hands down one of my favorite tracks to race NASCAR on. So, and these guys always put on a great show. A high speed track. I'm really looking forward to this one.
It's going to be a good one. You see your race details and track conditions up on your screen there. Drafty, you want to take us through those real quick?
Yeah, it looks like we got about 77 degrees outside with a 22% humidity index. Clear skies, a little partly cloudy maybe. 1 mile per hour wind, so little to no wind. The track temperature, though, is 129 degrees, so it is a bit hot. Might make for the corners end up being a little slick. We'll have to see.
It certainly will. We've driven this track several times ourselves. Always seems to be a little bit loose, but always very exciting as well. Drafty, big, very busy pre-race show this evening. We have 3 different interviews for you guys we're going to jump into. One of them is the man of the hour, your sponsor for the night, the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150, Jay Stinson. We're going to speak with him. We're also going to speak to Chase Greer, some really cool, fun, exciting news from Chase. And Walt Lepicki, we're going to get with him as well. Missed out on his opportunity to talk to us last week in his sponsored race due to the flu. That bug's been going around. So, Drafty, let's get right into it. What do you say?
So let's do it.
Right on. Let's start with the sponsor of tonight's race, who isn't even on the track yet, it wouldn't appear.
Oh,
But nevertheless, we're going to get with them. Jay, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, buddy. How are you?
Doing well, sir. Thanks for joining us for a couple minutes late in practice. Wanted to thank you first and foremost for sponsoring the race, the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150. And then I wanted to turn it over to you, hear kind of a little bit about the Blue Ridge Auto Group and yourself.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I've been working there for over 20 years. A great group. Still Jeep, Dodge, Rams. Been doing it for a very long time. Great company to work for, great owners. So if you're interested in new used, just give us a call. We're at Blue Ridge Auto Group, CDJR.com. Of course, my name's there. And ask for me. I'll be more than happy to take care of you.
Right on. And Jay, you guys will sell anywhere across the country, right? Doesn't matter if they're in your home state or home city or not.
It does not matter. I've delivered vehicles to Colorado, to New York, to Miami. It doesn't matter. Just wherever the money takes us and somebody needs and we've got it, we'll do it.
Right on, man. Well, fun fact, one of our drivers over here at Royalty Motorsports has bought a couple vehicles from Blue Ridge Auto Group and worked with you specifically, and he's going to be in this race tonight, Derek Cat. So
Cat, yes,
pretty
he has.
cool connections and large world, large country, but when it all boils down to it, very small world as well.
Very small world, buddy. That's awesome. Yeah, I know Mr. Cat. He's a great dude.
Yep, I agree. Jay, thank you again for joining us briefly for an interview in between your practice and qualifying. We might grab you mid-race and see how your race is going, or maybe, just maybe, we'll be talking to you after the race.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Remind me where you're going back to. I'm still learning the teams.
I'm in the Venom.
All right, that's what I thought. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Drafty, tell you what, man, I might have to hit up Mr. Jay Stints and get myself a new Ram pickup.
oh man. Give you the deal. Give you the deal.
Yep, and pretty cool connections there between us and him and teammates. Pretty awesome. We got to learn these teams. We got to have a study hall and just study, team by team, go down the list. 3 nights in a row, though, by the time we learn one and then there's a new one. And anyway, a lot of movement, a lot of craziness going on constantly. We're going to speak with another guy from Venom Racing right now, and that, of course, is going to be the second name I mentioned earlier on, the number 40 of Chase Greer. Chase, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you. How are you doing?
Doing well, sir. I'm sure you're doing magnificent, man. The boss man reached out to us today and mentioned to get you an interview because somebody got their first league win last night in the truck series.
Yeah, it was an exciting race. Luckily, I was able to. I ran out of gas basically after I passed the start finish line, so it was pretty crazy.
Oh man, that sounded like a heck of a race. Too bad we couldn't watch it. Maybe next season we will be able to watch that one. Potentially right here on Royalty Racing Network. Who knows? So is that your first official league win, or is it the first one with the SCSRA?
First one with SCSRA, so it was good to finally break through. Felt like I'd only been running good on restrictor plates here recently, but I was able to grab one at Vegas. So.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Right on, man. So how's it feeling tonight? Do you feel like you have the opportunity to replicate that win last night, or is it something where you're a little bit more comfortable with the truck or vice versa?
I think it's just this field's going to be. There's a lot more people. It's going to be a lot of craziness. I think as of right now, 1 and 2 feels pretty good. Just 3 and 4 is going to be where I think you guys are going to get most of your action tonight because it's very slippery right now. So maybe the track will change, but I mean, we're going to give it a shot. I'm usually pretty good at saving tires, and that's what you have to do in these cars. So hopefully I can do that and try to be up front towards the end.
Right on, man. Well, looking forward to it. You always seem to find the front at some point during each race. 2 more questions. One of them, how much fuel you guys working with on a fuel run here this evening?
Currently looks like it's going to be around like 45 to 50ish. I'm assuming it's going to be closer to 50 because of course you're going to slow down. But it's going to be around 45 to 50, I think.
Okay, very cool. Second one, if your last name, I have to confirm for myself. I might have been pronouncing it wrong this whole time.
I think you've been the one pronouncing it correctly. It's Greer.
Greer. Okay.
Greer.
Yeah.
I've been questioning myself because there's a lot of people that will spell Greer Greer.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man, I got to remember to ask this guy one night because Drafty's been the one that's normally correct on the pronunciation. This time, all right, I got one back.
My mother-in-law watches y'all. My mother-in-law watches y'all every week, and she keeps saying like, "Can you please tell them?" I was like, "I
I'm
don't
so
really
sorry.
care, but you're good." So, but yeah, she watches y'all every week. Y'all been doing great. So thanks for what y'all are doing and letting people watch.
Yep. Okay, I thought of one more question real quick. Are you actually sponsored by Blue Label?
No, but I
No?
wish I was.
Oh, Drafty,
Nah,
I tried, bro.
I was hoping for the connection.
All right. Mr. Greer, I appreciate you joining us. Congrats once again to the victory last night. Maybe you can go back to back and we'll see you in Victory Lane popping the champagne a little bit later this evening. We'll talk to you then. All right. Once again, folks, that was the 40 of Chase Greer. Got his first SCSRA win last night. That's pretty awesome, Drafty. I think that's pretty cool. And we're right back at the same track this evening.
Heck yeah, man. Hopefully he can go 2 for 2. Wouldn't that be something?
Wouldn't that be cool, man? Get his first one in the series last night, or in the group last night, and then go back-to-back series, different cars the next night. That would be awesome. And our final interview we're going to grab, we got about 4 minutes till qualifying. That's going to be the 56 of Walt Lipicki. It appears like he's on track. There he is right there. Once again, Walt was the sponsor of the race last week. Unfortunately had a pretty serious illness that kept him out. Walt, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir? Uh-oh. 56, not around. He's on track. We know he's here. Walt, Joshua up in the booth. Can you hear me, sir?
They have some issues with the radio in that car.
That's right. He may indeed. Tough deal there. Walt, got anything, buddy? No, sir. Now the challenge. Got to remember where to put him back to. Without any communication. We're going to find that real quick here. Drafty, we're going to have to get with Walt a little bit later on, but we're closing up qualifying here. What would you say you're looking forward to most in this race?
Well, the practice is ending here. We're getting ready for qualifying, but I'm looking forward to just the action that this track can bring. You know, there is a bit of banking here at this track, about 20 degrees, I believe, and it allows them to carry a lot of speed through these corners. So being 1.5 miles, you know, it's an intermediate track, but you carry a lot of speed. And, yeah, I'm looking to see how these drivers are going to deal with draft and getting around and making the passes tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I really like this track, man. This is a good one for sure. As we take a look at the blue and orange 56 machine of Walt Lipicki. Some other guys out on track. The 36 of Devin Zimmerman is out there currently. And there we take a look at Zimmerman. Interesting paint there. Okay, it's a pure gold. Wow, that's going to be really
nice.
cool to see with the reflection and everything. Yeah.
Tank racing. Very nicely done.
That's really cool. I think I might be able to remember what team he's on if that's what his car is going to look like every week. Then we got in the 29, Matthew Fritz. He follows him 6th quick in practice currently. Whoa, hold on to it, Matthew. Doing donuts through the infield. Nice driving. I jinxed him. I was going to say nice driving to keep it on the infield. just barely slid up there. So, all right. M&M pet sitting for the 29 of Matthew Fritz. Chucky Balance in the 41 follows them. He's 8th quick in practice. Easy Choice 41. That's window tint. Easy Choice window tint. Man, this is a bright car, but at the same time, got a lot of black on the top there. What do you think about this one?
I really like black, red, and yellow together. It always looks good.
Yeah, it's a really good mix. Looks like there's a little hint of like flames in there type kind of deal on the hood, at least with the logo.
Right, the car just looks hot.
Yeah, it does look hot. We'll see if Chucky Balance is hot on the racetrack this evening and keep it together. The 55 of Ryan Gomes is out there as well. Currently sits 13th quick. Of course, reminder, folks, just practice. But, as he disappears because we're going into qualifying.
Yes, sir.
It's all right. I'll wait to talk about Gomes here momentarily. Couple guys out on the racetrack. The number 60 of Shane King looks like first out. The number 5 of Sharn Hill also out there. Joe Irwin in the 44 is out on track. Chase Greer, who we just spoke to moments ago. There's a look at the 60 of Shane King. Shane, Drafty, we know who made this paint.
Yep, sure do. That's one of my creations here. From Press Gas Hall Ass Designs. One of my favorites
Thrilled,
I've done,
I can
honestly.
tell.
This one was
Oh, one of your
super cool.
favorites.
One of them, one of my top 10 for sure. This one was super cool and like super personal to do for Shane. It's got all the medals that he actually got in his time of service on the car there on the side. So it was really cool to do for him.
Very cool indeed. And quick shout out while we take a look at the 60 of Shane King to all the veterans who have served or the military who are currently serving. Appreciate your service. Thank you very much. We also have Derek Catt in the 39 on the racetrack, and Devin Zimmerman, Travis Bennett, Joey Hickok's also out on track. There's the 39. Oh, hold on. That's not going to be the way Zimmerman wanted to start qualifying, Drafty.
No, it is not. But top of the leaderboard right now, here's Greer with a 31.32.
Man, we talked to him about if he could double up. He said, yeah, I'll show you guys I can do it. First quick right now on the board. Still plenty of people, more than half the field, to put in just a time, let alone their second lap. Typically faster, right?
Typically, yes.
Sharn Hill in the 5 car sits second quick. Travis Bennett third quick. Shane King, nice lap, fourth quick. Joe Irwin jumping up the board, 31.22. On lap 2, it looks like second quick.
Oh, there you go. You know, he was quick last week. You know, he's always getting close to getting a win. Maybe he can get it done this week.
He's been up there flirting with it. Right now, we're taking a look at the 24 of Garrett Walden.
First lap is going to put him 7th quick with a 31.5.
Josh Mueller, lap 2, goes 5th quick with a 31.45. Chase Greer continues to lead the way.
Walden's second lap. Gonna bump him up to second position with a 31.206.
That was a nice lap.
What a heater. Chase still on the pole right now. Still a few cars you have to qualify, put in their times. We have tonight's sponsor, Jay Stinson here, the number 2 Blue Ridge Machine.
It's just such a nice looking ride, man. Love that mix.
Me too. I do love that kind of like sky baby blue on black.
Yep,
First lap here was a 31.6. We'll have to see what he can lay down for his second lap as he's coming to the line. Bumped him up to 6th place, man. 31.3. Good, solid lap.
Ori Bunch on lap 2. Holy moly, all the way to second quick with a 31.20 for Bunch. Man, really nice lap for
Ooh.
him. We've seen him win a race in this league, this series.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely a contender. Speaking of contenders, the 68 getting out on track now to lay his qualifying runs down.
Drafty special paint scheme for the 68 of Devin Bunchino this week. He's repping Royalty Racing Network on the hood of that thing. So that's exciting. Appreciate him doing that.
I tell you, if there's one way to get a broadcaster to put their focus on your car, this is the way to do it.
Bribe time. Yes, sir. Josh Hall in the 81 goes 10th quick on lap 2, 31.49. Matthew Fritz up to 9th quick, 31.47 on lap 1 for Matthew Fritz. Let's take a look at another guy who's out here real quick, Drafty. That's the 55 of Ryan Gomes. There you go. And so these guys actually traded off paints, basically. Now the 55 this race, Drafty, is racing the Dev Sports Cards graphics.
Well, there we go. That's the deal. Currently
And
running
Gomes.
18th.
All right.
Sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Currently running 18th, his second lap. It's going to put him up to second now with a 31.18. Everyone trying to take out Chase can't do it. Devin Butchino up to second now with a 31.164. Oh my gosh, just no one can quite take out Chase.
I mean, it was a heck of a lap, and he's got that Blue Label whiskey number 40 Chevy sitting on pole tonight. Folks, everybody in your 20 car field has qualified, and Butchino is also done for his qualifying run. Drafty, good turnout tonight, 20 cars.
Yeah, that is a great number. Good number. It's a great number. It's a wonderful number. Should make for some great racing. These guys are very, I think they're very close in skill, all of them. So it makes for some great battles on track. It's a pleasure every week to bring this to everybody.
I agree, Drafty. And we got a little insight from the 40 of Greer. Roughly 45 to 50 laps is his expectation for fuel. We will remind everybody at home that there is one stage break that is at lap 40 this evening. So in theory, everyone can make it to the stage if it stays clean and green before having to pit. We'll see how it plays out.
Yes, sir. Wait for qualifying to wrap up here.
More than likely in their drivers meeting. Drafters meeting.
Drafters meeting. That's what I put on.
That is what you put on. Yep. Every Tuesday, folks, join Drafty for drafters meeting.
I tell you, look at the infield here and all these different designs, and on the outskirts of this track, there's actually a lot of different configurations to this track. Not only is there this tri-oval here, there's a half-mile dirt track. There's also the Las Vegas Motorsports Bull Ring. That's 3/8 of a mile. They also have almost 2.5. It's about 2.4 mile road course. There's also a 1/4 mile drag race there, and they have an off-road course all on this complex here. So no matter your racing desire, they have everything you need here.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. Did not know that about Las Vegas Motor Speedway. How long has this track been around?
I believe this configuration, I believe in the 90s, it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know the first NASCAR Cup Series win was in 98 by Mark Martin.
Very nice. History lesson in the pre-race show. everybody, every Wednesday night,
God,
9:15 Central.
get educated and entertained. You're welcome.
Yes, yes, 9:15 Eastern. Everyone's looking at their clocks, being like, "It's not 9:15 Central."
You're right.
Whatever. Time adjustments.
Which
Now, Drafty, while we wait for that grid to be available, the what appears to be closest to a hexagon, I would say, is that some sort of area that's like concerts and hangout spots and that type of thing pre-race here?
Oh yeah, I believe so. Oh gosh, I looked up the name and I didn't put it in my notes. There's a name for it. Do you happen to know?
I don't know. I
Okay.
honestly didn't exactly know what that was, but that's what I thought it was. Las Vegas, man, my favorite city in the country. Got to visit the racetrack now.
Right.
Wow, a little bit longer drivers meeting than normal here.
I think everyone was eager to put in their qualifying laps and got them done early. So I do see qualifying is now finishing up, so we should be able to get this momentarily. There we go. Let you take it away here, Josh.
All right. Well, qualifying on the pole. It's the man we spoke to pre-race show. It's the 40 of Chase Greer. Starting to his outside in the 68 Royalty Racing Network machine tonight, Neon Racing, Devin Buccino. Starting third in the 55 is going to be Ryan Gomes. In the 02 Full Throttle Motorsports is going to be Corey Bunch starting fourth. Starting fifth is Garrett Walden in the 24. Joe Irwin in the 44 to his outside. Travis Bennett in the 01 will roll off seventh. Sharn Hill in the 5 will roll off eighth. Matthew Fritz in the 29 will start ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is the 2 of Jay Stinson. Drafty?
Coming in 11th is going to be the 26 of Josh Mueller, and to his outside, Joey Hickox in the 31. Josh Hall in the 81 rolling off 13th, and Charles Chucky Balance is going to be in 14th position. Derek Catt in the 39 Royalty Motorsports is going to be in 15th position, and to his outside, his teammate in the number 60, Shane King. Devin Zimmerman in the 36 coming in 17th, and Walt Lipicki in the 56 coming in 18th. Derek De Silva 19th, and rounding out your field is going to be the 46 of Michael Lipicki.
Right on, Drafty. Appreciate that. And of course, we see those two Lipicki boys starting in the last two rows, but Drafty, we've seen them race several times already now, and we can both bet they're not going to be back there for long.
I don't know. They're good drivers. They can get through the field, no problem. We've seen them do it once. We've seen them do it twice. They're very consistent. 3 times every week they do it.
Right on, and it's going to be a short parade lap here, folks. The light's already off on the pace car, which means Drafty is going to bring us to green here momentarily.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, lights are off. The pace car will be dipping down into pit lane. And we see Barney getting ready, doing what he loves to do, wave flags. Green flag is out, and we are racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. All right, first lap in the books, and the 68 takes the lead. Chase Greer falls back to 4th position.
Yeah, the 68 of Buccino didn't waste any time getting out front. Corey Bunch fell right in line behind him. They continue to lead right now.
Out to an early lead, but not far behind. 44 of Joe Irwin. We see him up front every week. Already up 4 positions is the 60 of Shane King.
He made quick work as well, didn't he? Now, the 40 of Greer already back to the 6th spot. Do you think this is something potentially wrong with the car early, or do you think this is more of a tire-saving situation?
I think this is a tire-saving situation. Let everyone else go out, race hard, burn up their tires. You save yours for when it matters most.
Yeah, that's right. And as we mentioned right at the end of the pre-race show, folks, 40 laps until the stage. And we've seen Greer save tires like this before. Then all of a sudden, 2 laps before the stage, he's back up in the top 5.
Oh, sir, speaking of the top, Joe Irwin looking to take the lead away up high. Can he get the move done?
That early lead that those two jumped to has now evaporated, as now there's 5 or 6 cars right there. Irwin's still looking to the outside into 1.
Irwin was the leader of that last lap, able to keep his nose just a little bit ahead of Butchino here. I think it's only a matter of time before he's able to clear him. Yep, there he goes and take the line that he wants to take.
I think it's important that Irwin made quick work there of Butchino to be able to get to the bottom and have that opportunity to do exactly what we were just saying, and that's save tires a little bit more.
Yep. The more you have to battle someone, the more you're going to eat up your tires. Speaking of battling, one of our biggest movers, I said earlier, Shane King, gaining another position up to 10th place, battling with tonight's sponsor, the 2 of Jay Stinson.
That number 60 looks to be on rails right now. Hopefully he's saving the tire as well. Sean Hill also up 3 spots currently on the move. Things have spread out a little bit, Drafty, up in the front.
Yeah, it looks to be that now they're just kind of riding the line. Devin Butchino has dropped back a little bit as well. Maybe he's starting to realize that he needs to save tires with a hot track like we have tonight.
That could definitely be it. We heard it in the pre-race show from Greer. Not only the temperature that Drafty told us, but the slickness through 3 and 4, as Greer referred to it.
Yep, the hotter the track, slicker it's going to be. And as we saw in practice, the track temp was about 130 degrees. Like, it is not a cold track, that is for sure.
No, it's not. Not here in Las Vegas, baby. It's hot all the time, one way or another.
Josh Mueller's starting to move up the field a little bit. He's actually back a few positions from where he started, so he's looking to get back up to that starting point and then some.
Already 9 laps down as Mueller looks to hang on, and there's Greer settled in now in the 7th spot, down 6, but Drafty, as we mentioned, calming down slightly early on.
Yeah, we're seeing him get a little bit more spread out here. You know, even at 40 laps, you still, for the stage, you're still going to want to take care of them tires. You know, it's a hot track. These tires are probably going to shred pretty quick. And the last thing you want is your tires to give way and spin out in a corner.
That's right, Drafty. And you mentioned it in the pre-race show as well. That car right behind the 40, that's going to be the 41 of Chucky Balance. You said his car looked hot. Well, he's hot right now. He's up 6 spots already and continuing to work on Greer.
That boy is a moving.
Ryan Gomes in the 55 has dropped back a little bit. Couple of these guys, you can kind of tell, Drafty, hey, this is strategy. They're not struggling necessarily with the driving of the car. They're just going to wait. There's no need to rush.
Yeah, no need to push until, you know, the very end. You still want to be able to stay within striking distance, though, so you don't want to get too far back. But At the same time, these guys, any of these guys that are going to be up front battling, that's just going to allow these guys that are riding back here to be able to catch up and probably get them in the long run.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Who knows? We're already 12, nearly 13 laps into this 150 lap affair here. They continue to roll by, staying clean and green.
I love to see it. Love to see some good green flag racing. Now we had the 01 taking a peek at Sharn Hill here. Maybe he was thinking about making a run on him. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Greer now looking to the outside of Butchino to take away that 6th position.
Good battles right here, the 40 and the 68, but then also right behind them, the 55 and the 41 do battle as they're side by side down the front stretch. The 41 appears to clear, and he does.
Right behind them, we got Fritz and Stinson side by side. Stinson falling back a position now.
After already 14, 15 laps through, we're starting to see some things start to shake up. It settled down single file for about 5, 6 laps. Now we're starting to see people go forward and others drop.
Yep, and people are starting to say, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, those guys might be getting a little too far ahead. I gotta get back up here." It looks like Greer might got a little loose in the middle of 3 there. Kind of cost him a lot of momentum, dropping back a few positions now.
Really smart move there by the 55 as well to let him drop in instead of trying to push that 3 wide here early on, as Corey Bunch now has the lead and has expanded it to just over 0.2 of a second on Joe Irwin.
That's right. And if you look at, we have a 1.6 second gap now between 2nd and 3rd place.
Drafty, how much does that clean air make a difference for, say, the 02 of Corey Bunch?
I'm sure it makes a ton of difference to get the clean air in the front of the car to be able to, I'm sure it frees it up a little bit and is able to get through the corners maybe a bit better. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of tracks that, I mean, we've been at a ton of them this season, one way or another, where it's all focused on draft. This definitely isn't one of those. There's the draft, but the clean air can do you some good.
Oh yeah. You're not stuck. It's not a draft dependent track. You can use drafting here, but it is not. It's not like you would see at a super speedway.
I completely agree. Appreciate that info there. Drafty is the 68 of Butchino. Now moves back in to the top 5.
There is now a 2.7 gap between 2nd and 3rd place. You know what's funny? I actually have an interesting fact about the longest winning margin. The gap between 1st and 2nd was in the year 2000, and Jeff Burton won by over 7 seconds.
Wow.
Talk about a lead.
The 2nd place?
That's what it says.
Man, he was on Easy Street then by that time, huh?
Yeah, just cruising around for a Sunday drive at that point.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Wish I could do that. Very, very cool fact there, as now Butchino looks to the inside of the 24 of Garrett Walden to take back 4th spot.
We're about halfway to the stage now, so people are probably going to be starting to try and move up a little bit. Talk about falling back, though. Actually, Shane King, who was running up front, or not up front, up towards the middle of the pack, moving his way up, is now back to last position, unfortunately.
He is, Drafty, and I noticed that just a little bit ago. I'm not sure if he hit something or got loose or who knows what, but it doesn't look like there's any damage on that 60 car.
No, it looked pretty clean. He may have just gotten loose and maybe cooked the tires a little, depending on how loose he got. We see they were almost 3 wide for a second there for 4th position. Creeping up on that 3rd spot, though. As we see
They
Butchino.
certainly are. Go ahead.
Butchino seems to be marching up. Oh, the 24 getting loose there. Ooh, we saw that happen live. I was about to say Butchino's making his charge back up the track, now in 3rd position.
Yeah, he's moving right back up, right like we said. Him and the 40 of Greer just flirting with the top 10 as now, but that will, of course, change. The 24 of Walden, nice save there, man. That was really impressive to save it and keep it in the top 10.
Yeah, he's able to hold on to it, keep her going. It looks like he just got loose coming into the tri-oval there.
It would appear so. Joe Irwin up 4 spots in the 44. Him and Devin Zimmerman in the 36. He currently runs 11th. I'm sorry, Michael Lepicki, just like we said, Drafty. They started at the back. They weren't back there for too long. Now he's trying to get into the top 10, running 12th right now.
Yep, starting to hunt down the cars in front of him a little bit. He's got a few laps, possibly get some stage points. See if he can get it done.
I have no doubt. That lead, though, between the first 2 and 3rd place, now nearly 3 seconds, 4 seconds back and forth.
Yeah, it looks like just about 3 seconds, but it's slowly going down. Very slowly. Now it was at 3, now it's about down to 2.9. So we'll have to see how much he can catch up and if he can keep it going.
We'll see. Corey Bunch in the 0-2 and Joe Irwin checking out early on this one. They said, I just want to get some stage points, get myself nice and comfortable late in the race.
Exactly. As we see here now, the 2 of Jay Stinson looking to make a move possibly on the 36 of Zimmerman. Reeling him in. And that would get him as the battle for 10th right now.
Yeah, big battle right here, too, between the 36 and the 2. That's your last taker of stage points is the 10 spot. So whoever wins this battle might be the last one to get the points.
Exactly. As we are on lap 26, almost lap 27, now lap 27. It is just starting to wind down for this stage. Every point matters. Every position matters when you're up in this top 10 to get that additional point.
Certainly does. As now we take a look at the 36, looking to the inside of the 40 of Chase Greer. He's not settled for 9th. He wants higher.
We see some people may have some more like aggressive entries. If they're the one, and they're not getting as great exits as possibly these guys backing up the entry. But it's kind of work. I see each style working in its own way. It's pretty nice to see.
Yeah, multiple race lines right now. Is car in the infield. Who's that? The 16. Derek De Silva. Trouble for the 16 potentially.
He did a little bunny hop in the grass there. Good thing he was able to hold on to that, keep it going.
He's very lucky that didn't turn into something worse, for sure. All spread out here as we take a look at the 40 of Chase Greer. He was your pole sitter, folks, and now currently sits 9th, just in front of the 36. I'm sorry, 36 of Devin Zimmerman.
We have the 01 of Travis Bennett currently running in 6th place. He's up 1 position from where he started.
You know what, for Bennett, nice and smooth, man. Up 1. Sure, he won't be upset about that for the stage, assuming it stays that way. Obviously, we have still 10 laps to go, and he's looking to the outside of the 68 of Buchino, so that could change too.
Well, I have to see if he can reel him in. I've seen a lot of drivers be able to catch the car in front of them, but not quite make the pass. So we'll have to see if the case is different here.
Regardless, Bennett has that outside working for him, and now he dives to the inside, but he's not going to get there on the 68. He'll settle back in for now.
See, the 60 of Shane King had pulled into pit lane. Now on his way out, showing him 2 laps down.
Problems early for Shane King. That's unfortunate. Not what we want to see there. But the 01 continuing to battle is now the 68. Look to the inside of Sharn Hill. Sharn Hill might lose 2 positions in a matter of 2 corners.
Ooh, he's able to hold off the 01, but for how long?
Looks like the 01 is getting really good runs on exit, but then just not quite able to catch the 68 of Buchino. He will get to the outside of the 5, though, this time in the 1.
So yeah, that'll move him up to 5th position. As now I'd like to point out, though, Corey Bunch, the 02, has got almost a 2.5-second lead now over 2nd place.
Man, he's absolutely cooking on rails tonight. But then Joe Irwin has about a 4-second lead on 3rd place. So, I mean, both of them are out there way in front.
Yeah, they know something a little different than the rest of these guys do. That's for sure, to give them that kind of lead and still a solid. It doesn't seem to be shrinking. In fact, it's going the other way.
Certainly is. There was that brief moment, Drafty, where Buchino was sitting in 2nd or in 3rd place and appeared to be closing a little bit. Now we've seen him fall off just slightly, but Fritz in the 29 has not made up any time on those guys.
Yeah, Fritz has just been kind of chilling here. You know, I kind of would be too if I was in his position. There's not enough laps where you're going to catch the guys in front. Save tires so you can defend it. Ooh, the 5 got into the wall a bit there. I don't know if there was some car contact or not, but he's going to drop back to 8th place, able to keep it going. Definitely see some damage on that front right there.
Oh, man, a ton of damage on the front end of that machine. And you can tell just by watching him, folks, he's having a heck of a time fighting that car around this racetrack right now. I'd be surprised to not see him come in early for damage repairs. Doesn't look comfortable right now, Drafty.
Yeah, I think right now he's just trying to hold on for some points as he now drops outside of the top 10. That is unfortunate. So you see his car's not looking solid on the track there. It's kind of sliding and gripping a bit, and you know, he's having, like you said, a heck of a time. I think he's going to try and make it to our stage break here and not go a lap down.
I mean, so close to the break, you got to try to fight it around. Unfortunately for the 5 of Sharn Hill, though, that will take him out of stage points. Sure, he's not too happy about that one, but limping that number 5 car around the racetrack right now as the 68 and the 24 continue to do battle for the 5th and 6th spot, it would appear.
And so this is the closest battle on track right now in the top 10, coming for stage points here. This is a good battle. They seem to be at each other's door for the whole time. But right behind him, Ryan Gomez, he might be able to sneak in there with these guys battling if he can close up that gap.
Yeah, I'm sure he's perfectly fine with these two guys battling down the stretch here with just 1 lap to go till the stage. But it doesn't look like the 55 is going to have enough. Drafty, do you think maybe the 68 spent too much of those tires early trying to get back to the leaders?
Yeah, it may be the case. We see him falling off a little bit here at the end. He's going to go down another position here, coming to the stage. Looks like he will come across the line as 7th.
Let's go back up front, take a look at our stage leader currently. The caution flag hasn't been thrown just yet, but I mean, he's 2 seconds out in front of the 44 of Joe Irwin. And as he comes across the line, that's the 02 of Corey Bunch. Drafty, we couldn't have seen a more dominating stage win than that, I don't think.
Yeah, he is out here dominating tonight. You know, we've seen other races where he has dominated. We'll have to see if he can come back with another win. Wouldn't that be something?
That would be pretty cool to see. Of course, in the first one, as we see the pace car speed on by, he didn't win the stage, but he did put himself in a good position to get the victory. He would like both of those things this evening. Have to assume, Drafty, we're going to see everybody with the exception of maybe Shane King down pit road this time. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're right. Everyone's going to come down and get some fresh tires, some fuel. As we do see them dipping down into pit lane. Everybody coming in.
And after this pit cycle, once they get things figured out, folks, we will get a word with the 02 of Corey Bunch. That'll be fun to talk to our stage winner, see how he's feeling, and maybe if he can give us the inside tip to what he did there to pull away.
Yeah, sir. I'm sure he's thrilled to be up front, to having another great race so far.
Sure he is. That was an exciting stage. Obviously no cautions, which is perfectly fine with us, but very nice. And the 0-2 of Bunch, oh, I think he got beat out by Travis Bennett. Just barely.
Oh my goodness.
Which is okay, of course. The stage points are when the caution originally comes out, not off pit road, right? But
yeah.
Let's see if we can't get with the 0-2 of Mr. Bunch here. If Mr. King can find him, that is. Well, maybe not. There he is. Corey, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir.
Corey, we saw you absolutely dominate that stage. Congratulations on the stage win, first of all. Give us a little insight into your strategy early and how the car was feeling.
Well, I was kind of just wanting to just go all out and just see what would happen. The track is extremely slick, and it seems like some people are not able to grasp it better than I can, but this is kind of like my wheelhouse, just a loose race car with a slick track. I just feel like I could do it better than anybody, but we'll see what happens. We're here for one thing and one thing only, is to go and win the race, so we'll see what we can do in this Bucky's Ford Mustang here.
Yeah, well, there you go, man. You accomplished one step, already got some good points in the bag, and now you have the opportunity starting outside pole here on the restart to go get her done. We'll let you get back to work, sir. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Once again, folks, that was the 0-2 Full Throttle Motorsports machine of Corey Bunch. We'll let him get back to driving. Drafty, that was a pretty confident driver.
Oh, yeah. He's loving this.
Certainly is. And I think he said what our driving style is, right? He said, I just figured I'd go all out and see what happens.
Yep, pretty much. Well, the pace lights are off on the iRacing.com pace car. We'll hop up with Barney, who's going to get us going once again. A green flag is out here once again at Las Vegas. And Bennett is going to lead the first lap back under green. Not for
Yeah, Drafty
long.
looked like the O2 of Bunch just kind of fell back on purpose there, got to the bottom side, and like you said, not for long, didn't take him but a lap to take over that lead once again.
We see him get spread out right away here throughout the field. Everyone going single file.
Very clean and smooth racing so far. One thing I wanted to mention, Drafty, the 68 of Devin Buchino, perhaps a penalty on pit road or some other issue. He now runs 18th. That's where he came out of pit. We might have to see what's going on with the 68.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. You beat me to it. You don't see him in the back of the field very often.
You certainly don't. Has to be problems there for him, as now he works on the 39 of Derek Catt, sitting in 16th currently.
I'll have to see if he can get back. Talking about he had to drive up through the field before. Now he really does.
That's right. We'll have to see how it plays out. Back near the front, the 5 of Sharn Hill got the damage fixed and just passed the 55 of Ryan Gomes for the 7 spot. Drafty, I think Sharn's going to be driving like a bat out of you-know-where after late damage in the stage, I should say.
Yeah, definitely looking to get back up there, get a little bit of redemption, but if he takes care of the tires and doesn't end up getting loose later on. Now we don't have any more stages, so now we got about 102 laps left with about a 45 to 50 lap pit window for fuel, but tires, I mean, they got to be feeling pretty rough at the end of that, I'd imagine.
That's right. I'm sure they do. Good battles. A little bit further back, Joey Hickox, the 56 of Walt Lipicki, battling it out there for the 13th spot, and they're side by side right now. Big jumble of cars right here, Drafty.
Yeah, good battle going on here in the middle of the pack. Everyone kind of scrambling, trying to get up to that top 10 position.
Certainly is. They are right behind the 2 of Jay Stinson. So probably, I would say realistically, a 5 or 6 car group here that all viable options to take over that 10th or 11th spot as it stands.
Yeah. I just want to quickly note the 81 of Josh Hall is 7 laps down. I see about 6 minutes in pit. Not sure what happened there. That's unfortunate.
Must have had damage, or maybe just couldn't get a hold on the thing and calling it an evening. We'll have to see if Hall joins us back on the speedway. Good racing right there, though. Between 56, oh, he's back out. All right, just as we say that.
Battle for second position is on between Travis Bennett and Joe Irwin. Like the 0-2 of Corey Bunch, his lead is creeping about a half a second now in front of second place.
Corey Bunch, as cool as the other side of the pillow here early on, as the next 2 guys continue to fall back, and same with the 2 behind them. Sharn Hill, nice battle though here.
Yeah, Sharn Hill, Matthew Fritz battling for the fifth and 6th positions here. Very nicely side by side. I do love that look of that ghost car. It is very clean. I know I say it every week, but it just looks nice.
Hey, facts are facts, man. And he's been running it every single week and looking darn good doing it. We know he's fast. We just saw him hit the wall late in that stage. Otherwise, Drafty, he would have got stage points as well, as now he takes over 5th.
I agree. Let's take a look at our biggest mover So far, Michael Lepicki up 10 positions right now. Currently in 10th.
Yeah, we called it. Michael Lepicki started on the final row of this thing. Actually, shotgun on the field, folks. Started 20th, sitting comfortably right now. Still a long way to go. 95 of them to be exact.
Charles Chucky Balance and Walt Lepicki having a little action going on here. Fighting over 14th and 13th.
Man, did you see the run that Balance had right there? And he had to dip it down below him. Whoo, that was awesome.
What a run indeed. Oh, he gets a little loose, though, coming out of 4. Unfortunately, loses the spot and another one, perhaps.
Well, he'll have to rebound there. Not too far in front of them, Joey Hickox, Jay Stinson, Walt Lepicki. It would appear that, well, now it's settled down. The two right in front of that car right on the middle of your screen have been running side by side, Drafty, and no one can go anywhere.
Yeah, right? It seems like this track is proving difficult to pass at.
It seems like it, but there are multiple grooves. We've seen people get it done on the top. We've seen people get it done on the bottom. But then those guys that have been running the top, we've seen them fall off late due to tire wear.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge factor in tonight's race, is managing their tires and not abusing them on the track and not overdriving the corners.
100%. Those Blue Ridge Auto Group boys running back to back currently and attempting to maybe set themselves up for a possible late run, or maybe just taking it nice and cool right now. We'll have to see.
We got 3 wide here. Oh, little contact. 3 wide for the 4th position. Fritz coming out on top out of that situation.
Good move for the 29 of Fritz to get that done. And we since have seen the 24 drop back consistently. Did he maybe get loose there?
I think he got a little loose there. That's why there was little contact with the 5. And now he's dropped back a good 3 or 4 positions.
He may have. He's still battling hard on the inside with the 55 of Gomes and the 40 of Greer, but the 40 clears.
Well, 55 of Gomes is going to be trying to work the outside of the 24 and follow Greer around.
So cool to watch these races, Drafty, and have so many different lines and strategies playing out, you know, and kind of see how it works out throughout the race, right?
Oh, I agree 100%. Watch everyone's different driving styles and how they work out. You know, learning something here. I tell you, if you need a master class in Las Vegas, we have to watch the O2 because he has now extended his lead up to now 0.8 up in front of second, almost a full second now.
Man, he's just cruising. I mean, methodical gain here for the O2 of Corey Bunch. Travis Bennett, though, he really did well on pit road. He's got himself in a comfortable spot, sitting second because of that.
That is true.
He's up currently 5 spots from where he started. Didn't really make a ton of moves or have a ton of excitement in the first run prior to the stage, but that pit stop played very important. Matthew Fritz in the 29 Drafty, he's also up 5. They're both doing well.
They are. They just do seem to be getting a little bit more spread out, though. So while there's a lull in the action, let's take a look at the point standing going into tonight's race. As we can
Good
see,
idea, Drafty.
Devin Butchino locked in. I think oh yeah, and then also Jay Stinson locked in. Now you need to look at this orange section here. These are the people on the hot seat. Sharon Hill, Travis Burton, Josh Mueller, all barely above the cut line for the playoffs. And Derek De Silva, Josh Hall, and Brad Young, unfortunately, not able to make it tonight. So that's not good for him. But these are the drivers that are trying to get into the playoffs, into that top 12 bubble. Now, these guys in red, unfortunately, have not made enough of the regular season races to be eligible for the playoffs. And these guys in yellow are close to not being able to, if they miss another race, they may not be able to make it into the playoffs.
Right, Drafty, and one person that's going to really benefit this evening from a couple of those guys missing the race that you said were right in that gray area, that's Walt Lipicki. He missed last week's race due to sickness, as we've mentioned. He currently sits 17th. A good run tonight could get him right back into contention for those playoffs.
Agreed. So we see they seem to be getting even a bit more spread out now. Ooh, a little bit of issues here with the two of Jay Stinson, maybe. Way slowed up. He got a little loose or something.
Very slow for the two of Jay Stinson. Another small update. The 41 of Chucky Balance was just on pit road. He's back out now, but he was down there for 20 seconds.
I have to wonder if maybe that is a strategy to have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. Just a little splash and go.
Well, right now, Drafty, with a pit window of 47 to 51 laps, they'd have to pit again. So I'm not quite sure what that is. Of course, if he had damage, we had missed it. But Jay Stinson and Chucky Balance both slightly off the pace there. And we'll keep an eye on those two guys down the stretch here.
Speaking of keeping an eye on Matthew Fritz, he is actually right now, if we take a look, Rookie of the Year standings. He is the Rookie of the Year so far with 201 points. At 44, Joseph Irwin, and the 24, Garrett Walden, and even the 2 of Jay Stinson, not too far behind him there.
Drafty, that's a really nice graphic, and those are a lot of names that we call consistently here on Wednesday nights. A lot of rookies in this series. You guys are probably looking at home thinking that's 10 people. There's 20 in the field. Well, they're trying to build it back up. If you want to race Next Gen's Wednesday night and you think you can come out and compete with the big bad boys of the SCSRA, get in touch with one of us and we'll do what we got to do. But yeah, very cool point standings there. Based off that graphic, Drafty, anyone's race for Rookie of the Year still.
Oh, yeah, still pretty close. Speaking of getting close here, we got the 5 of Sharon Hill and Joe Irwin creeping close together here.
I was going to mention one more thing about that points graphic that you showed first. No need to pull it back up. But the 0-2 of Corey Bunch is a part-timer in this series, folks. He got one win earlier in the season. He's out here tonight dominating the field by 3 seconds right now, and he already won a stage.
Yes, sir. He's looking to be the one I'd bet my money on for this race so far with the big gap that he has.
Yeah, 79 to go here, Drafty, but I mean, he's looked absolutely unstoppable. We'll have to see how it plays out. These full-time guys, they're probably thinking, man, Corey, we love you, but let us take the stage win. We need him more than you.
Right? Oh, my goodness. He's not going to give it up, though. He's definitely extending his lead to 3 seconds. Matthew Fritz and Travis Bennett here now fighting over that second position.
Here we go. Nice. Some good racing on the speedway to bring you folks. Looks like Garrett Walden and Sharon Hill, you mentioned that battle just not long ago, Drafty. They're still close.
Yeah, some of these guys trying to catch up, make a few passes.
My apologies. I read that backwards. Garrett Walden now being chased down by the 44 of Irwin, and the 55 of Gomes looking to his inside.
Can he get this move done? It looks like he can. He might sneak up. Yes, sir, he can. No win out right behind him as well. Zimmerman now maybe looking to the inside. The 44 might be losing a few positions here.
Could definitely go that way. The 44 definitely appears to be a little bit slower, although he does hold off the 36 of Zimmerman for now, as now they've spread out.
And getting a little bit more spread out once again. We'll see that as we get into this run. We do see them side by side here. Once again, but can he get it done? I think he will. He'll get it done here and tuck up in front of the 44, securing 7th place. Now Zimmerman is up 10 positions from where he started. Chase Greer, our pole sitter, unfortunately down 11 positions and currently running 12th place.
Interesting to see that, Drafty. Do you think that's kind of the change in the track over the course of the race? Maybe, I wouldn't say surprised him, right? But is giving him fits potentially?
Yeah, it could be, not expecting as much fall off over a longer run. That's definitely a fact. Oh, we see someone getting loose up here. That's the 31 of Joey Hickox. Able to keep it going, but gonna fall back a lot of positions here.
We've seen some really fantastic driving from all these guys, even the ones when they get loose, they've all managed to save it and very, very minimal contact and damage.
Yeah, they're very good at the recoveries. So we see right behind him now, that's the 60 of Shane King. It's unfortunately 2 laps down right now. Take you back up front here a little bit. The freight train's still rolling.
"36 of Zimmerman on a really, really nice run right now, up 10 spots. You just mentioned it a moment ago, and he's within striking distance of the 24 and the 55. The 24 just got loose again.
Yeah, it's able to allow out Zimmerman to get up on the outside of him. Maybe he's able to get it done. They're side by side right now. Oh, the 24 gets loose again on the exit. Have to imagine that his tires are starting to go.
I would have to believe so, Drafty, is now we're approaching yet again that 40 lap is now the 24, as we said that, down pit road. But we're approaching that 40 laps green flag run on the tires, right? Of course, there's the caution laps, but we get into the 82, 83 range, they're going to be equal to exactly what they ran on that first stage.
Exactly. They're starting to get to where they ended before, so now the car's going to start behaving differently. And you still got, 70 laps to go.
Definitely still 2 more pit stops to go in this one. Nobody's going to be able to stretch it to the end. So, folks, green flag pit stops will absolutely come into play this evening. And Drafty, as we work to green flag pit stops, if you're one of these guys that's quick, but you're running in the back currently, what are your thoughts as green flag pit stops start and then all the way through the cycle?
And I don't know, if I'm running towards the back, I might try and stay out as long as I can and get a good little cushion before I pit. Depending... Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, depending on tire wear, too. Now, granted, I don't drive the next gens that much, so I'm not sure what it would be like here, but the left sides aren't that bad. And do you take just rights and try and get a quick pit stop and back out there? I'm not sure. As now we see the 55 talking about pit stops. Here comes Ryan down pit lane. Michael Lepicki right behind him.
Yes, sir. Jay Stinson also following them. The lap prior, Chase Greer, Devin Buchino, and Joey Hickox have come down pit road, and they are on their way out. So green flag pit stop starting. Drafty, back to the topic and what you were saying, what lefts only, you said, correct?
They'll take right sides only.
Right sides only, sorry. That could be a play that could make a huge difference if you can handle the car, right? We've seen a lot of these guys be really, really loose out there throughout this whole race.
Yeah, if you only took one side of fresh tires, it's definitely gonna really throw off how the car feels, but it's all about if you can handle it and the time saved. Maybe not so much for this green flag cycle, but maybe the next. Derek Da Silva, Josh Mueller also in pit lane, along with the 01 of Travis Bennett and the 36 of Devin Zimmerman coming down pit lane now.
Starting to see nearly everybody. It looks like 40 green flag laps is about as far as most of these guys are looking to push it. The top 6 pitted lap 41, which of course, once again, was the stage.
Have Corey Bunch still out here. You know, he might be trying to stay out as long as he can, too. He doesn't want to give up the lead at all. Maybe he'll wait till the guys behind decide that they need to pit. 5 of Sharn Hill now coming to pit as well.
Drafty, we've seen this exact same situation with the 02 of Corey Bunch. Picked up a big lead because he stayed out longer than everyone else. The whole rest of the race, we thought, how long until someone chases him down? And then he pit late, and then he chased everyone else down. You think it could be a similar play today?
It very well could be, and I was thinking of that. Tires are going to be a big deal here, so if you can have the freshest tires at the end of this one. Fritz coming in the pit lane now. So he was running second, deciding to come into pit. Bunch still staying out.
That leaves 3 of your leaders yet to pit. As Drafty mentioned, the 02 of Bunch, the 44 of Joe Irwin, and now the 39 of Derek Catt up there running up front currently. Now, let's mention Catt, Drafty. If he was to catch a caution right at this moment, that could be an absolute game changer for someone like him who started in the rear of the field, has run back there most of this race, and now he's got it up in the top 3.
Yeah, that would be a huge game changer. But I would not count on it. The cautions is not something we see a lot of here at the Stock Car Sim Racing Association.
It's certainly not. We can count them on one hand, I think, for the most part. And on top of that, as this field gets spread out, like you said earlier, this isn't a draft-reliant track. So whenever you want to pit and you feel comfortable, you go. These cars are all spread out, unlikely for a caution right here.
Yeah, I mean, so Corey's last lap time was a 32.63 compared to second place of Joe Irwin, which was a 33.15. So he's still running pretty good. Matthew, never mind, it shows his pit lap time. The 5 of Sharn Hill now on fresh tires, his last time was a 31.7. So these guys on fresh tires are now running a second faster than the leader.
Yeah, they are cruising, and of course, someone will take over the lead here unless Corey Bunch stays out until Joe Irwin and Derek Catt accompany him down pit road. Then, because everyone else fourth on back, showing at least one lap down, it should, in theory, cycle back to where Bunch is at the top of the field again.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the strategy plays out for him, staying out longer, than most all the other guys that were on the lead lap, other than Joe Irwin and Derek Catt, who still have yet to pit.
Right, Corey Bunch racking up the laps led tonight. Folks, in the middle of green flag pit stops, we're going to step away and hear a quick word from one of our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. Like we mentioned prior, we were in the middle of the green flag pit stops. Still currently that way. Corey Bunch did pit on lap 91. You see him there on your timing tower sitting fifth. Derek Catt is just now pit road as we take a look at him right on cue. Drafty, that leaves only the 44 of Joe Irwin. How long do you think he can stretch this?
Not too much longer. At 45 to 50 laps of fuel, he's got to be getting some warnings here pretty soon, I'd imagine.
Yeah, very interesting for sure, because we heard 47 to 51. So we definitely know he's bleeding it dry out there. He has to be one of those guys that not only is taking advantage of leading a lap right now, but looking for a caution to come out.
Exactly. That would really shake up how everything is running right now. That would really benefit the 44, definitely. Shane King now in the pit. He also did not pit since lap 41, but he has been several laps down, unfortunately, for this race. So now we see our leader getting passed by some lap cars. Chase Greer and Jay Stinson getting back on the lead lap.
And that could be big for Greer and Stinson, because now they will have that advantage whenever Irwin decides to pit. They could come around if they catch their competitors quick enough and maybe be there at the end for this thing.
Yeah, you never know. I'm also thinking now that Irwin is going to have the freshest tires at the end of this thing by 4 or 5 laps, which could make a big difference.
That's true. It's going to be close for some of these guys as far as being able to make it the rest of the way. But Joe Irwin, I believe at this point, Drafty, trying to stretch it to where he can make it on this final stop as we see him head down pit road right now.
Oh, yeah, finally coming into pit. We'll have to see if pitting later than everyone else was the right call or not come to the end of this one.
I mean, you got to think about it. If you could eliminate a full extra pit stop that everyone else decides to take, that would have to put you in good position, I believe.
Oh, definitely. That's going to make the 01 of Travis Bennett our leader now. 29 of Matthew Fritz right behind him.
Things starting to cycle out now as we can see the 02 of Corey Bunch back up right behind those two guys Drafty just mentioned, currently sitting third. This is the battle for the lead, and it's a good one right now.
And these are your top 3 cars right here duking it out. Fritz gets a good look on the inside. Can't quite get there, though, before the corner.
Drafty, that 01 and the 02 look so similar.
They both do have that red and white paint scheme.
Almost like they're teammates on Full Throttle Motorsports or something.
Something like that, huh? See if the 02 can get around Lipicki here. Lipicki is, I believe he's a lap down. Yes, he is a lap down.
Just as of right that moment, I believe, as not much has changed, Drafty, except for when Bunch came in to pit, but now he finds himself right back where he was, up in the lead.
Yes, sir. Already with the half a second lead.
Ryan Gomes in the 55. That's going to be one of your closest races on the speedway, and it's not really that close at all. Michael Lipicki and Ryan Gomes. And then another one, Joey Hickox in the 31. That is absolutely your closest race currently, and that's for the 10 spot.
Pretty spread out here at Las Vegas for the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150. We are currently on lap 102 out of 150, so it's starting to get to the end of this one here. And if they stay spread out, I'm thinking a lot of everyone except for the 02 of Corey Bunch probably wants a caution to come out.
I would agree with you on that one. Absolutely crushing today, man, the whole race. But yeah, that probably wouldn't fare too well for him.
Yeah, already out to almost a 2-second lead over Fritz. I mean, at this point, he can start saving tire to get to the end of this race. He's got no pressure from behind right now.
That's right. The 31 of Joey Hickox, the battle for ninth, though, heating up. It's just a 1/10 of a second as Hickox looks below the 40 of Chase Greer.
So he will be able to get that done and hold on to it. Now, to point out, the gap between second and third place is also about 1.5 seconds. And between third, the 01 of Travis Bennett, and the 5 and 4th place of Sharon Hill is almost 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, that's a big gap, man. Those top three sitting nice and pretty right now. They got to be awfully comfortable with where they're at this stage of the race, I would say.
Go a little further back. We got a little group of cars here, but no one terribly close to each other. Take a look back through the field. We said it before, we normally don't see this guy in the back very often, but running 17th, 68 of Devin Butchino.
Must have had some sort of issue early on, but that's okay. Royalty Racing Network, Royalty Motorsports, cursed at Las Vegas tonight. Drafty, it's reminiscent of basically every trip I make to Las Vegas, so that might make sense.
You know what they say, the house always wins.
That's right. Yeah, and apparently I'm the gambler and the house is everybody else. I'm not sure. But while we have a minute, folks, let's pull up our team points rankings right now. Take a quick look at that if we can. And you see here, Full Throttle Motorsports on top of the board. There's a reason for that, folks. Your leader right now, the 02 of Corey Bunch, and your third place sitter right now, the 01 of Travis Bennett, they're Full Throttle Motorsports participants. Draft, you want to take us through the rest of this list?
Yeah, not very far behind them at all is Venom Racing, only 3 points behind. Then in third, we got Tank Racing. Now they got a little bit more. Oh, it does looks like maybe Neon Racing should be in third, or maybe there's a typo. I see Neon. Oh, never mind. Oh my gosh. I'm dyslexic. My apologies. Take Racing in third with 520 points. So they're about 54 points off of the second team. Neon Racing, we got 373 points, so they are even further back. And then we got Back Row Racing in fifth with 208. L7 Motorsports in sixth with 196, and not far off in seventh would be Mediocre Motorsports with 191. And Latecomers Royalty Motorsports last with their 46 points.
Drafty, I mean, anything and absolutely anything could happen down the stretch in this season, right? So we both know that. But right now, holy smokes, those top three teams really, really close.
Very close indeed. And there's still a lot of racing left in the season, so we'll have to see how this pans out for these guys.
Plenty of racing left indeed as we take a look once again at the 0-2 of Corey Bunch, still leading the way. Michael Lipicki has closed the gap on Ryan Gomes just slightly. It's 0.8, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that one potentially closing. Now nearing the 7/10 range.
Charles Chucky Balance coming into pit lane now. I wonder if this is his needing to pit for some fuel or wanting some fresher tires. I'm not sure if we'll start to see maybe more to follow.
Perhaps, Drafty, I think Chucky was that guy that came down a little bit early, so he's going to be on a different cycle, I would imagine, than everybody else, especially since we haven't had any cautions at a good point to get everyone on the same pit strategy per se.
Right. Yeah, a lot of green flag laps here tonight. Everyone's getting a little bit spread out. That's all right. Some good racing.
Michael Lipicki closing on a hurry on the 55 of Ryan Gomes, now down to just 0.3 of a second on the 55 as you see him just to the left of your screen being chased down.
We're starting to wind down here. We're on lap 113 out of 150 here at the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150. You know, the people are going to have to start moving. Like I said before, everyone except the O2 is hoping for a caution to get stacked back up and hopefully get some more positions here.
We're going to have to see, while you were speaking, Drafty, the 31 of Joey Hickok's big issues on the speedway, it would appear, dropped 2 spots, now sits 10th. Probably one of those situations where he got loose. He seems to have riled it back together now.
You know, looks like he's able to still keep going the right way, so whatever happened, he was able to save it. Going past Chucky Balance now, coming out of pit lane.
Back to the battle on the racetrack, 55 of Ryan Gomes and 46 of Lipicki. That's now a 1/10 of a second as the 46 potentially prepares to make a move to the outside on the 55.
Take a look from the nose cam here. He looks like he's able to catch him on the straights. Running higher in the corner. Now, folks, I don't know if you can hear the tires squealing there, but you know that the more that happens, the more he's wearing that tire down.
He's staying right behind him. They will have a lapped car in Shane King to potentially deal with here momentarily. We'll see if that changes the outcome of this in any way. Now, Shane King, of course, very respectful, clean driver already, I'd assume, communicating to them where they want him or where he wants to be. But believe it or not, folks, that 3 to 4 car gap is your closest race on the speedway at this moment.
Ooh, Joey Hickok's coming into pit along with the 40 of Chase Greer and 68 of Devin Butchino, all choosing to come to pit now. Lap 118.
That brings up a good point, Drafty. I think most of these guys will have to pit once more. There's 2 in the field that I think could stretch it all the way, and it's going to be the 44 of Joe Irwin and the 02 of Corey Bunch. Everyone else, I think they have to pit one more time.
At least, and Irwin and Bunch would have to fuel save to be able to make it to the end.
100%. Irwin would definitely be in the much better position. Of course, way easier to save 2 or 3 laps. Bunch would need to save a lot more than that. I would say unrealistically doable at this point as well, being the leader. But Joe Irwin, he might be sitting in a really good spot right now.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Gomes has been passed by Michael Lepicki. We took the camera off of him for just a short second, and wouldn't you know it, that's when it happened. But now Lepicki begins to build his lead on the 7th runner of Ryan Gomes.
As we now see, I see the 2 of Jay Stinson and the 26 Mueller deciding to pit. To see if maybe, now I'm curious to really see if Corey Bunch is going to try and make it all the way to the end here. Got just under 30 laps left.
Going to be really interesting. Travis Bennett now down. Sharn Hill, Devin Zimmerman, Lepicki, Gomes. That's 5 out of your top 7 runners now pitting. Leaves only Bunch and Fritz at the top of the board, and Irwin's going to join them.
Now we see the second part of these green flag cycles coming in. There we see the 55 getting into his pit box. Irwin, oops, I gotta change the camera. As we see now, back up to 3rd.
Folks wanted to acknowledge the chat. My apologies. Apparently, we didn't have chat pulled up anywhere this evening, and I just got a new phone, so I spaced it. But Kelly, appreciate you being in. Shane was in at times. Brad Young, welcome in. And Morgan, what's up, man? Appreciate you guys hanging around. Hope you're enjoying the race.
But you know, now running past our 3rd place driver on fresher tires. Just look at the speed difference. Butchino was able to get around him with ease on fresh tires.
We're going to have to see if Butchino could rally here and maybe put his car at least into the top 10. I don't think with the pure domination of our top 3 this evening that he'll contend for the win. But again, still plenty of time left for a late caution and anything to happen.
It is Vegas. Anything can happen.
Now the 24 of Garrett Walden was just down pit road, making his way off right now, it would appear. Corey Bunch, Fritz, and Irwin still yet to pit this final time. Speculation, oh, now as Corey Bunch does. Drafty, you called it. He couldn't save enough.
Yep, I was going to say, if it would have enough, it would be so close, and I just don't think it would be quite enough.
Yeah, and he probably had, I would guess, another 5 to 10 laps left. But at this point, Drafty, it's better to go earlier on, right? Because we're getting down to the nitty gritty. If he needs any time to make time up like we saw him do in his victory earlier this season, he's got to do it sooner than later.
Yeah, and the tires. If he would try to stay out, I think he would get eaten up by the guys that got the fresh tires.
I agree. Matthew Fritz also in with the 0-2 of Corey Bunch, potentially a strategy play there for Fritz. These guys are already coming off pit road, Drafty. They came out second and third as of right now.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Well, Joe Irwin pit on lap 97, so we'll have to see how long he's going to try and stick it out, as he's still out on track, currently our leader.
Folks, we're approaching 20 to go, and Joe Irwin has nearly an exact 12-second lead on the O2 of Bunch, but you see Bunch now getting back up to speed, and he's dwindling that time extremely fast.
Yeah, that is true. I can just watch it ticking down on the tower there, gaining very quickly. I don't think Irwin could hold him off if he's trying to stay out this entire time.
I don't think so either. I mean, just in that one lap between you and I speaking, it's went down nearly 2 seconds. And by the end of this lap, probably going to be around the 9-second range. We don't have to tell you at home that in 21 laps, 9 seconds is more than enough time to change the outcome of it.
Yeah, I mean, just the time it took you to explain that, it went down in another half a second, so. And it keeps dropping. He is gaining fast. Irwin is not going to be able to hold him off. So now he's got to be thinking to himself, should I just pit now, get the tires, and how is he going to go about doing this?
I just don't see that there's any way that the O2 of Corey Bunch not win this race without something extremely crazy happening near the end. Is now, with Irwin still managing to lead, we approach 20 to go, Drafty.
Yeah, and if you look, there's only 7 cars on the lead lap currently.
Your domination. The 2 of Jay Stinson is the last guy on the lead lap I'm showing, at least. No, I apologize. He is a lap down to Joe Irwin. That is my mistake.
Here's a close battle now between Devin Butchino and, I guess it's kind of close, Sharn Hill, who's up a little bit.
Biggest movers right now, Drafty, the 36 of Devin Zimmerman. He's been in that conversation all night long. The guy right behind him, though, and that is a fairly close race, the 46 of Michael Lepicki, he's up 14 spots. That's your biggest mover and shaker of the race thus far.
Yeah, Michael having a great race this evening.
Going to be good for him in points. Your top 6 all up several positions in the race this evening. The first guy on the speedway to be down in positions, still having a heck of a run. That's the 55 of Ryan Gomes. He started 3rd. He is now 7th.
Our biggest struggle bus of the evening so far has been the 68 of Devin Butchino, down 10 positions from where he started, currently running 12th. A little bit of time, though. Can he get back up there? The next position for him is the 5 of Sharn Hill, about a second and a half ahead of him.
That's definitely not characteristic from the 68 of Butchino. I mean, we've seen him win back-to-back races these last 2 weeks, one being Talladega, but he's normally right there in the conversation of a potential winner right up till the end.
Yeah, it's Lady Luck in Vegas was not on his side tonight.
Certainly was not, but we all have those races, and now Corey Bunch closed it to within a second, as you see both of them on your screen right now.
At 44, Joe Irwin still has not pit. Wondering if he is going to try and go the whole way. Definitely not going to be able to hang on to the lead, but maybe a top 10.
It would be impressive if he could. That's exactly what I was going to mention now, Drafty. We saw him just lose the lead to none other than Corey Bunch, but now how long can he maintain on everybody else? Because they all have new tires. They're just not moving as fast as Bunch.
Yeah, that's what, I'm looking at now between Irwin and 10th place. Looks like to be about 12 seconds. So we'll have to see. But actually, as far back as 9th is a lap down. So honestly, he's can only really drop back to 8th.
He's definitely in a good spot now, barring any late cautions. I mean, the late caution would do nothing but help him, simply because then he'd be able to pit under yellow and definitely not go a lap down if he had chose to do that and had fresher tires to get back to the front.
Exactly, but his time is winding down here. It may be too little too late, even if that does happen.
Now we see the 39 of Derek Cack get by him once again, not for position though. Chucky Balance down pit road drafty again. Issues for the 41 perhaps.
I am showing an off-track notification for him, so something must have happened with him and had to take her down pit road.
Lots of loosey-goosey race cars this evening, but fortunately it's led to only one caution, and that was the stage break, the one that was already set up.
Yeah, there's been some good green flag laps from everybody. As now we see the 55 looking to the inside of Lipicki, trying to take away that 7th position.
They battle side by side down the backstretch as the 60 of Shane King once again comes into play. We saw that once already, and it looks like Lipicki is going to get the move done on the 55 due to that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but sometimes, there's only so much racetrack, so... And, I'm sure he may have used that to his advantage, too, kind of set him up to get that pass done, set him up behind the slower car.
Yeah, Drafty, that works very much like a pick play, right? You see the lapped car coming up, and you kind of determine where they're running. You position yourself early to get around them. The guy you're battling with more than likely doesn't do the same thing. You go around him, you clear for the spot.
As we see the 55 underneath Lipicki again.
These two guys battling
battle.
very hard.
They are fighting hard. Some great racing. We got 9 laps to go. The leader has checked out. 2nd place, the 44 of Joe Irwin, hasn't pit, trying to hold on to it. And gapped positions till we get back here. This is the most exciting battle on track right now.
The 55 on the inside of the 46, Michael Lipicki. This is the battle for 6th. And right now, the 55 just can't get the move done on the inside. The 46 is too fast off the corner, Drafty.
Yeah, he's not able to get the drive off that he wants to carry as much speed. As we see these laps start ticking down, now he might be not trying to leave as much space on the top after going low out to sea. As the 46 is able to drive away a little bit now.
Nicely done there by the 46, but he is awfully loose. He closes the gap, or the hole rather, on the 55, but the 55 going to dive inside once again and give it another shot.
Looks like the 46 got a little loose on corner exit there. 55 able to get the move done and then some.
Back and forth, those guys go. Back up front, Drafty, a little update on the 44 of Joe Irwin. He's now less than a second and a half away from losing third spot or second spot to the 29 of Matthew Fritz, who's closing in a hurry.
I see that on our timing tower now. Oh, and he gets a little loose there. That can't help either. I wonder if he's also needing to fuel save it all to get to the end of this. We only have about 5. Here we go now. 5 laps to go. The 29 of Fritz is starting to gain. Can he get it done is the question.
I don't really think he's going to have too much of an issue getting the move done. I think Joe Irwin just fighting for all get out to try to hold on to that spot. But, I mean, realistically, if he has saved enough fuel, that's successful enough. He's going to have a great run here tonight. But I don't think he's going to hold on to third or even fourth at this point.
We see Gomez looking to get another position here, battling with Zimmerman, trying to get up into the top 5. Looks like he's gonna be able to get it done. Can he hold on to it as they come through the trioval, though?
Looks like it, and for the 55 of Ryan Gomes, just a mere 3 laps ago, we saw him get passed for 6th by Michael Lepicki. Now all of a sudden, he's made another pass. Drafty, that might have been a situation where that was a reminder to him, hey, I got to go right now.
Right, it is time to go. And anything you got left, you gotta put it on the track. Speaking of, with 3 laps to go, Fritz, 0.3 of a second behind Irwin. Can Irwin hold on to second?
Gonna be close. We're now 2 to go as Corey Bunch, your leader, has just crossed the line, and we promise, folks, we'll bring you his win once we go white flag. But Irwin and Fritz getting awfully interesting late.
Last lap, this is the battle for second. The 44 has not pit. Fritz has now pit on lap 125, and on the fresher tires, looking to the inside. We got 1 lap to go. Fritz gets loose. Oh, he got loose. He's able to hold on to it. That gives the 44 a bit of a gap and some breathing room. Fritz has got to make it up here now on this last lap if he wants to take second place away from Joe Irwin.
I think that just saved the 44 of Joe Irwin. Let's go back up front to the 02. Your leader, who's coming around for the checkered flag, and Corey Bunch in the 02 will nearly lead flag to flag and get the win here in the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150.
What a great run by Corey Bunch. Absolutely dominated this race here tonight. Getting a little bump draft. I wonder if he's out of gas. No, just kidding. Getting a little bump draft from the 24 there.
Well, folks, we're going to have interviews with your top 3 as we take a look at your winner now on screen. Matthew Fritz did end up finishing 3rd due to getting loose while he attempted to pass Joe Irwin on the inside. So drafty Joe Irwin, the 44, with that extremely aggressive play to take 1 less pit stop than everyone else. Man, did it pay off.
Yeah, it really did. He was not able to hold on to the lead, but still able to hold on to second place when everyone else took an additional pit. So my hat's off to him for driving that thing the way he did.
Yeah, he definitely drove it well. Let's not waste any time here in the post-race show and get the 29 of Matthew Fritz in here for his interview. Matthew, this is Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, heck of a run from you tonight in the 29. 6 spots up is where you finished. You brought home the third place run podium for you. Tell us about what your strategy was and kind of how things played out to get you in this spot near the end.
Take it very easy. It was very loose, not to wear the tires out. The right rear was wearing very much. I was just drove the bottom line very well, and that's where I stayed all night. I never moved because that's how my car is set up.
Right on, man. Well, it was a heck of a run for sure. And we got to see you in some close battles there. You nearly got to the inside and took over the 44 of Joe Irwin, who was on much older tires. Looked like you got loose. We saw that from a lot of guys all evening long. Was that kind of par for the course this evening? Just a very loose race car on exit?
Yes, I tried my best to pass him, and I just didn't want to wreck us, so I bailed out of it. But yeah, it was very loose on the exit.
It looked like it, but we mentioned it. A lot of amazing driving this evening from everybody. I mean, one caution and it was the stage. So hats off to all of you guys and congrats on the third place finish. Before we let you go, Mr. Fritz, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out at home?
Yeah, I gotta thank my mom, my dad, my grandmother for watching. My mom's pet sitting business is on the car. I gotta thank Jay, Joey, and Chase, great teammates. Justin Parham's not here, and I gotta thank the boss man Jay. You know, his sponsor of the race, Blue Ridge, and gotta shout you guys out. You guys do a great job.
Appreciate it, man. Shout out to M&M Pet Sitting on the side and on the front of the 29 of Matthew Fritz. Matthew, go enjoy this one. Good run, sir.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. All right. Once again, folks, that was Matthew Fritz in the 29. So very nice run for him. We're going to have the 44 of Joe Irwin next here. If we can find where Irwin is. There he is. Drafty's in the waiting room. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Get him in here real quick. Joshua up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Man, this is becoming pretty consistent. We're either talking to you before the race or after the race. I'm sure you prefer the latter of the two, meaning you got into the top three. But tell us about that gutsy move and when it became clear to you you could pull it off to take one less pit stop than everyone else.
At the beginning of the second stage, I was like 4 or 5 laps short. So I would say it became clear maybe 20 or 30 laps in. Just seeing my fuel kind of linger a little more than normal. So that math was working out. I guess the math that didn't work out was still losing to Corey. I was thinking in my mind if I could one stop the second stage, then I would definitely win. He's just fast, man. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I thought for sure with one less pit stop that'd be enough time, but I guess with him being fast and with my tires having 60 or 70 laps, whatever it was on him, yeah, he was just able to still win by a good bit.
Yeah, I think what definitely played a factor there is by time he decided to take his final pit stop, he had a very nice lead on the whole field, basically. So when he came back out, he naturally had so much less time to try to cover. We saw him do it in a hurry, but I mean, absolutely wonderful driving from you. You were able to hold on to second place, pressured by the 29 there on the last lap, but there's nothing wrong with bringing it home second. That's going to do you well and your team well in the point standings. So congrats on that. Before we let you go, sir, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
Yeah, I feel like the guy from Talladega Nights, not Ricky Bobby, but his buddy that always had to push him to the win, getting second 3 weeks in a row. But what is it, Cal Naughton or something? I don't
Cal
know.
Naughton
Anyway,
Jr.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I might have to put him on my paint scheme because that seems to be who I've become in this series. But yeah, man, just thanks to Devin for everything he does for getting the league together, bringing me into the league, and keeping the wheels on it. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting. And yeah, man, just happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely, man. You're welcome. Appreciate the kind words, and I'm sure everyone else does as well. I would absolutely love to see Cal Naughton Jr. somewhere on the 44. But tell you what, man, you keep driving like you've been doing the last 3 weeks, you're going to get into victory lane as the first place car. I promise you.
Yeah, that's the plan. Maybe even Cal became the Magic Man and started winning, so maybe that's in the cards.
That's right. All right. Who knows? You never know. Joe, thanks for joining us. Go enjoy this one, buddy.
Yeah, man, thanks. Have a good night.
You too. Once again, folks, that was your second place finisher, the 44 of Joe Irwin. Good comments there from Joe Drafty. Such a good sport, and man, I mean, 3 races in a row we've seen him finish second place here.
Yeah, it's always so tough, second, the first loser, unfortunately. That's just he was up front and just like you said, he miscalculated for how fast that Corey was, and it's still able to come home in second though. Second is always a good place. Good points still.
That's right. Now, one thing for him, he may not be getting a win just yet. We still have a long way to go in the season, but he is definitely setting himself up very, very nice to make it into the playoffs and have a chance at the ultimate win, which would be that championship.
Yes, sir.
Right on, man. Well, let's keep it rolling. Let's get the man of the race in here. And of course, we've talked to him once already when he went to Victory Lane. But your winner of the Blue Ridge Auto Group 150, it's the 02 of Corey Bunch. Corey, what's up, man?
Oh man, this is the 3 for 3. That's awesome. Holy crap.
I'll tell you what, man, the rest of these guys in the field might not agree, but I think Drafty and I up in the booth will say that you got to make this a full-time deal.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the plan after I won Michigan and to get myself in the playoffs, but I had computer issues for the past 2 weeks, so I was kind of out. So, and with the amount of races I've missed, it got me ineligible. So, but I still figured I'd show up and be here for 2 reasons. I found another reason while I was driving. The one reason, like I mentioned in the stage break, was just to get wins. And then the second one is to just take Travis Bennett's lunch money from here on out. So this is usually his car, the Bucky's Ford Mustang, and I'm just glad to be able to put it in victory lane tonight.
Right on, man. Well, you're out here stealing lunch money and breaking hearts of everyone else. Now, you're also the second 2-race winner on the season. We've seen the boss man Devin Butchino do it the last 2 weeks. Now you follow it up with your second win. Obviously, like you said, Heartbreak City, you're not eligible for the playoffs this season, but got to feel good to come out here part-time so far and get yourself a couple wins, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it's mainly just help the Full Throttle Motorsports team, with Garrett and Sharn and Travis and all them, just as far as the team standings aspect of it. So I figured, try to help them out in any way I can, and it looked like Travis was going to be doing pretty good for a little bit, and he, I guess, fell off a cliff and finished 4th or something. But either way, it was still a good run for him and that 01. But I'm just I think it's kind of a statement for me taking the sponsor to victory lane when he couldn't do it this year, but so far. But he'll get better. But I say all this out of love for my boss.
I mean, man, high expectations here from the 02 of Corey Bunch. Guy finishes 4th and tells his teammate he fell off a cliff.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of upset for 4th place, and I'm thinking, well, it could, any other day, 4th place would be good, but he's like, man, I'm getting tired of finishing fourth, but that's I know other people would love to have a top five, but with me, I'm just here just to win, and
Just to win.
just to win. Yeah, since I got nothing else to lose, I mean, why not? I know I talked to Joe a little bit a moment ago before I got on here, Mitch, about trying to save fuel, and I looked at it and I said there was going to be no way for me to have to save fuel because before the last pit stop, I was 9 laps short, and I figured, well, I'll just split it, and then 4 tires filled up to what I need to, and then just run hard all out and try to get that fastest lap, which I failed to do. Darn it! But hey, it is what it is. But hey, this number 02 Bucky's Ford Mustang for Full Throttle Motorsports was just on rails. Just wonderful car. And I've had some great cars from the wins I've had from the unsponsored car at Michigan, from the Goodyear car at Pocono, won there, and then getting the win here in the Bucky's car. It's pretty awesome. So now, as I speak, I think all the admins are tearing that car apart as I'm looking right now for post-race inspection. So let's hope we can pass.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong about that. You were absolutely on rails, and you can go back and tell your boss man Travis Bennett that he can feel better about finishing fourth because that Full Throttle Motorsports team finished first and fourth and will expand their lead a little bit more due to the performance of the rest of the field. But Joe Irwin, not sure if you heard his interview, made a joke that he's going to be Cal Naughton Jr. to everyone else's Ricky Bobby since he's finished second 3 weeks in a row, and you're out here just to win and breaking hearts every which way, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like that comment from Joe. I like that. So, but hey, even a lot of times you can finish second, but there'll be one time so he'll get a win. He's a stellar driver to where I kind of thought that he would have snuck in and got the win here tonight with how good he was keeping up with me. But he'll get a win for sure.
Oh, he'll definitely get there, no doubt about that. Before we let you go, Corey, anyone you'd like to thank or shout out this evening?
I just got to thank Full Throttle Motorsports for letting me, giving me the opportunity to run here again. And, for Travis Bennett, he was, we originally had this plan to run the Bucky's cars at Richmond, and then I had my computer issue, so I figured I'd try to redeem it and run tonight, and it worked out pretty good. So got to thank Bucky's for hopping on tonight, and thank Devin and all the other admins for the league. It's been fun, and then I appreciate you guys for broadcasting this series as well. It's been fun to watch back and see you all do your thing there. It's been awesome.
Right on, man. Well, we really appreciate that, and I know you're going to enjoy this one for sure since, you won the thing, but we'll let you go get to victory lane and pop that champagne and celebrate your second win of the season. Hopefully we'll get to see you back out here again.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Once again, folks, that was your winner, the 02 of Corey Bunch. His second win on the season. Drafty was absolutely dominating.
Yeah, he is a very, very good driver. 3 showings now where he's come out on top, and just it's unfortunate he can't make the playoffs. It's such a good sport of him to still come out here and support the league and support his team. Good driver all around.
He's having a good time for sure. You can tell, and those boys up at Full Throttle Motorsports got it down full throttle on the track and off the track. I would say they are tight-knit group and definitely performing well for that team championship. Let's go ahead. Before we cut you loose here, folks, let's take a look at our final results as Drafty will run us through them.
Oh, let me get the right results up here. All right, coming in first, we just spoke with the 02 of Corey Bunch and Joe Irwin in second. Matthew Fritz rounding out your top 3. Finishing in fourth, the 01 of Travis Bennett. And then fifth place, the number 55 of Ryan Gomes. Coming in sixth, still a good finish, even though he was running at the back there for a while. The 36, Devin Zimmerman. 46, Michael Lepicki ends up being our biggest mover, up 13 positions to finish 7th. Jay Stinson in the number 2 will be 8th place. And in 9th, our pole sitter for the race, the 40 of Chase Greer. Josh, you want to go ahead?
Finishing 10th in the 5 car is going to be Sharn Hill. Finishing 11th, Devin Buccino in the 68. Derek Da Silva brings home 12th in the 16. Garrett Walden finished 13th in the 24. Walt Lepicki, welcome back, sir. He finished 14th in that 56 car. Joey Hickox in the 31 brought home 15th. Josh Mueller in the 26 finished 16th. Derek Catt in the 39 finished 17th. Chucky Balance in the 41 brought home 18th. Shane King in the 60 finished 19th. And rounding out your field was the 20 of Josh Hall. Even 20 cars on the grid tonight, and they all stuck around for the end. Drafty, we're already only 4 races out here from playoffs, and we now have just 2 people locked in due to Corey Bunch being ineligible with the 2 victories. I mean, talk about an absolute barn burner down the stretch to see who gets all these playoff spots.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a lot of points available, or a lot of positions available by points right now. It's still a lot of room for hopefully some new winners to get themselves locked in.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. I mean, they're really close all the way through the field, and all it takes is 1 week, and you come out here, put it all together for 150 to 200 laps, and lock yourself in the playoffs, or even move into that top 12. That's what's going to be the most exciting, I think, for us, is like you said, 10 open spots for points right now, which is unusual at this point in the season, but going to be really, really fun to watch down the stretch here.
Yes, sir.
Next week, folks, we're heading to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Drafty, how you feel about New Hampshire?
It's not my favorite track, but I like watching these boys race anything so far.
Could be another good one here on Royalty Racing Network. We'll be back Monday night, this coming Monday, the day after, of course, the Daytona 500. That will be the championship, well, not championship race, final race of season 1 for the Hold Your Brakes Academy League. That's going to be fun to watch. That anything could happen there in race 8. And then Drafty, I'm itching to get back to the top tier Chris's Learning Center Gen 6 League. That's coming up soon, right?
Yep, we have the duels on the 11th, and then our first race is the 18th at Daytona. Kick off that season. That's going to be great. We got a lot of great sponsors on board this season. Of course, you can see it right here on Royalty Racing Network. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Right on, man. Yeah, we're looking forward to that also. So, another good one tonight. Corey Bunch, second win, but we're going to close it out. We'll be back here, like I say, on Monday night. For everyone here at Royalty Racing Network, everyone at Blue Ridge Auto Group, and of course the Stock Car Sim Racing Association. My name is Joshua King, along with Drafty Beef. We hope you have a good rest of the week and a good weekend. Thank you for watching. Good night.